Not a problem. Today we're going to be talking about 5 things that we shouldn't be doing on social media, which is probably where this episode is being posted. Maybe we shouldn't be doing that.
Probably shouldn't. I think number 1 on the list should be, be 2 guys sitting in a room talking to a camera and posting that.
Don't do that.
Don't.
On social media.
No.
Alrighty, not a problem. So today we're talking about social media, things that we shouldn't do on it. Weren't we just wearing white and gold shirts a second ago?
We still are.
I'm not seeing. I'm seeing blue and black.
What are you talking about? I'm wearing gold and you're wearing white.
No, this is black and that's blue.
This is gold and that's white.
Do you need to get your ass checked?
This is retarded. Let's just get on with the show.
I think you're colorblind. I think that's what's happening.
We'll let them decide in the comment section.
Is this a blue or black shirt or is this white and gold? You decide.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell's going on here.
I don't know. I can talk about this all day though.
All day. The whole day we could talk about this on social media and pretty much talk about nothing else but this the whole day.
Hashtag the shirts.
The dress.
Yeah.
The dress, the shirts, the things we're wearing, gold and white. Okay, number 1 on the list. We're going to be talking about 5 things here.
Yes.
5 things we shouldn't do on social media.
Yeah.
Take us away.
I'll take us away with number 1. Number 1 is something that, we're all guilty of it, I think, a little bit here and there. It's the whole idea of posting things for the sake of getting approval. Just putting up that status. Putting out that picture or, posting that thing from a particular site that you're just doing it for the sake of, let's see how people are going to react to it. I need that little confidence boost right now. I need that little pick-me-up. I know that when I do things a certain way or when I post from a certain thing, it's going to get me some things to feel good inside.
Get me some likes or even tell that story of it's one thing to genuinely share, hey, I did a good deed today, this, that, whatever. But then sometimes what we do is we go real deep with it and we start naming all these good deeds, all these things, and then it's all of a sudden it's we just want everybody to be like, oh, that was awesome, it's no problem, And it's great. It's great to share good deeds.
Of course.
But make sure it's coming from that genuine place.
That's the key word. It's genuine.
You want it to be genuine.
Yeah.
You want it to be genuine. Yeah. So we're not looking for approval from peeps.
No. We're not looking to compare how many likes, retweets, shares we got in comparison to our past posts or to other people's posts. That's just a waste of time.
And you don't have to delete posts just because it didn't do well enough.
Yeah. Just because Bill didn't like it.
If Bill didn't like it, then Bill's a king.
Yeah, Bill is. Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. Don't post for approval. We do that a lot. Don't worry about the approval. And legitimately get that, internalize that. We don't need to post for approval.
No, not at all.
Number 2 on the list.
Yes, peace. Peace.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Don't make social media your primary form of socialization. This is probably something that's happening a lot these days.
It is. It's getting more and more brief as we progress. It's whether it be through Facebook or whether it be even just through texting on our phones and stuff like that. We seem to have turned to these alternate ways to communicate with one another that it's almost rare to ever be in a situation where we're talking like this.
Or we're face to face, or even things like Skype can sometimes be good.
Yeah.
At least we're getting
happy
some
medium.
Yeah, it's a happy medium. We're getting some voice there. We're getting some picture going. We're getting that going. But it seems as though it's easier for us to just always be behind the computer screen, never really leave our house. And what ends up happening, I think, is we have a lot of times where you're on the subway and everybody's just nobody even knows what to say to each other. They're just out there and it's oh, I'm in public right now. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do because I'm used to being able to formulate all of my communication
Yeah.
You know, behind the screen.
We even sometimes get thrown off when someone says something to us.
Yeah.
It's almost like, what are you doing talking to me in public?
What is this? You know?
You're not in my friend circle that I communicate to like this. You know?
Yeah.
Come on.
So we got to watch out for that. We got to watch out for making sure there's a balance. You know, enjoy social media. It's a great way to connect with peeps. But, you know, throw in that Skype and make sure you're getting out in the public and talking with peeps and, you know, keeping that going. And when you're out there with peeps, don't just be on your phone the whole time.
Yeah.
You know?
No.
Be real. Connect.
Yeah.
Connect. Number 3.
Number 3. Okay, number 3. Here we are. You know, it's the whole idea of using social media as your platform to poke fun and to respond angrily towards things. You know, it's just kind of like that ground that you like to be that bully.
Yeah.
You know, we never have the balls within us to ever be that bully in the actual playground in front of somebody's face, but when we have the, you know, the protection of our computer screen, stuff like that, we're willing to be a little bit more of a, you know, a dick.
Yeah, we pretty much did a penis. We pretty much did a whole episode on this one because it's such a big topic, something that we get to see a lot, but then I think everybody in general sees is the whole, you know, the trolls, the flaming, the you know, the just internet bullying, all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's something that's really common, and it goes back to that whole idea of like we're not facing the person. We're not there in front of them, so we get to formulate this whole idea and just kind of just lash out on what might be even bothering or hurting us deep down inside. And we're kind of just taking it out on peeps on social media because it's easy. And it's really not constructive.
It's not.
It doesn't do a whole lot.
Yeah, it's about choosing to pick your spots in the sense of opting for constructive criticism rather than poking fun or just being, you know, that guy who's being macho and responding back, you know?
It's like that classic thing of anytime someone doesn't, this is a joke that goes around the internet, someone doesn't like something a Facebook page posts, they make sure they write a real mean comment first and talk about how they're going to be unliking the page. Then they unlike the page and it's like, you could have just left.
That's
you know, but you got to say a bunch of stuff first. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
It's comical. It's comical. Number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4. We create ideas of ourselves that aren't true to who we truly are. We create a false version, ultimately, of who we are.
Yeah.
Whether that's through appearance or through hobbies that we're into or whatever. It's almost like we choose... I can't put that picture of myself on Facebook because it doesn't look as good as I could look, even though when you meet that person in person, you're like, what am I looking at?
Yeah.
This is totally different than what I thought you looked like.
You're creating something that you can't live up to, so why would you bother creating it?
And that's it, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goes back to the whole idea, too, of like, you're into something or you have like this hobby that you might do a little bit, but you got to make it sure, like, make it look like you're the expert of it, maybe. Yeah. And so you're constantly posting, like, yo, big day at the gym today, or big day at the, you know, whatever, all this sort of stuff. It's like, you know, you could be a gym goer of once a month, but you'll make it seem like you go there every single day, you know, and just because we're able to hide behind and kind of create this false version of ourselves, there's no reason for us to be doing that.
Yeah.
Be real on social media just as you'd be real in person with somebody.
Yeah, use social media as a platform to express who you truly are rather than who you wish you could be. Because if you really want to be that, then work towards becoming that. But then see where that desire even comes from, you know?
Yeah, I've seen it a number of times. Like how many times would we like you end up meeting somebody and you're like, whoa, you are totally, not just appearance wise, but even just personality, you're totally different than what I would have thought.
Just think of the first time we met Bill.
That Bill! Bill was there. I was like, hey, here's Bill online. Oh, that's Bill online. And then we met him. It was like, who the fuck is that's Bill?
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah.
Weird.
We're already at the end of this list. Yeah. Number 5.
Number 5, what do we got?
The final one. This is something, you know, it's a little bit more playful, but it could be very dangerous and be quite time consuming. The whole idea of stalking a former partner. You know, it's the whole consuming yourself with the idea of following their life after you've broken up.
Yeah.
I mean, one clear-cut problem to this is that it is very hindering to yourself of actually moving on, you know? And it also just lets you play in a lot of drama that's unnecessary.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you obviously broke up with the person, whether they broke up with you, you broke up with them, it was mutual, whatever the case, for a reason. It still happened. So what good are you doing to them or yourself by just stalking and following what their life is afterwards?
And it almost seems addictive. It's like, it seems like it's one of those things where it's like, I need to keep finding out what they're doing. And then you talk about it with all the friends and then you gossip about it and it gets into this whole thing of, have you seen what this person's been doing now that they're with, and it creates all these stories, these ideas of what should be happening and all this stuff. It's like, you know, like Marcus said, you broke up for a reason. You just got to move on and let it go. You know? No point in keeping her going all the time. You know, find peace. That's a key thing. Is find peace in where their journey is, what they're doing, and what's going on, and where you're at. And don't worry about the rest. Don't get caught up in the judgment.
Just because you can see them, like a picture on the beach with their new boyfriend in the bikini, you know, and seeing what their body looks like now, doesn't mean you need to look at that picture. What good does that do to you?
You don't need to look at that picture.
No.
Gina! It's terrible. No problem. No problem. I think that's the end of the list.
That's it.
That's the end of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
When are we releasing this?
Tuesday mornings.
Right.
This is when these things come out. That's when you can look for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
You can go back to previous ones. They were all released on Tuesday mornings.
Yeah. It's always Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And, you know, we want to hear from you. We want to know what you want to see in these. We want to hear your comments. We want to hear your concerns. You know, this is a terrible cup.
Yeah.
It's actually a mug. But, yeah, let's hear from you. Communicate. You know, it's social media. It's all about communicating on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Until next time.
This shirt is gold.
And this is white.
That's right.
It's actually black and blue.
No.
These guys.
These guys. Do some stuff on your phone if you're typing.
Okay, so that's good. The only problem is I can just see the feather of my arm here.
Oh, we could probably.
How about King of Punatini? Okay.